There's some silence. Oh, baby, all you need's a shoulder to cry on. If that's something, then I'll be more than you ever could dream of. When you feel your world just ain't right, all on me, I will be waiting. Count on me, I will be there. Anytime your time gets too tough, anytime your best ain't enough, I'll be the one to make it better. I'll be there to protect you, see you through. I'll be there when there is nothing I won't lose. I will cross the ocean for you. I will go and bring you the moon. I will be your hero, your strength, anything you need. I will be the sun in your sky. I will light your way for time. I promise you. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. For you, I won't lay my life on the line. For you, I can't follow. For you, I won't die. With every breath, with all my soul. I can't give it all. Don't put your faith in me, 'cause I'll do anything. Oh, I can't die, but I will cross the ocean for you. I will go and bring you the moon. I will be your hero, your strength, anything that you need. I just can be myself. Oh, And I never sang a song with all my mind. Never took a trip first class flight. Never seen a winter so wild. Yeah. I'm so glad you're in my world. Just the same as the sky is blue. I'm out here. I'm out here. I'm out here. I am out here. I'm out here. I'm out here. Oh, I am out here. I'm out here. I'm out here. I'm out here on my own. The champ is here. I am not your expectation. I am Jasmine Renee Davis. I am Jasmine Renee Davis. I am Jasmine Renee Davis. I don't know what that means. I don't know what hello means. How H-A-I I'm Jasmine Renee Davis. I heard he sang a good song. I heard he had style. And so I came to see him and listen for a while. And there he was, this young one, stranger to my eye, strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words. Wait, hold on. Killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song. Oh, state of Wisconsin, this ain't about you, but I had to throw you right up in there. I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Now tell me, princess, now when do you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, on a magic carpet ride, a whole new world, a dazzling place I never seen. But now I'm way here, it's crystal clear, and now I'm in a whole new world. In my own little corner, in my own little chair, I can be whatever I want to be. Bippity boppity boo. Who won it? Who won it? Who won it? Who won it? The man, the man, the man, the man, the man, the man.
I'm out here. I am Jasmine Renee Davis. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down. I'm a classic man. Fuck being humble. Ooh, ooh. Fuck being humble. I tried it and I tried. And each and every time I try to be modest. See, but them motherfuckers show they keep crossing the line. Yeah. Ooh. I know you're going. I can make you say. I can only let you know. And if the road you take leads to hard times and someone makes you cry, I'll be there to hold you. I'll be standing by. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, you just run to the arms of the one who you just run to these arms, and these two arms will keep you warm when rain and spell joy. Never fear, I'll never cry. You just run. Oh, run, 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 run. Oh, run, 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 oh, run, 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 run. Oh, I have myself, yeah. Myself. So, oh, what about your friends who won't stand their ground? They won't let you down. Hey. Oh, what about your friends? I am real to myself. I'm true to myself, please. All I ever wanted wasn't is me. I can say to myself and not harm anyone else. And all I ask for is my life. I can grow. I can change things. And all I ever wanted was to need me. Yeah, I can breathe and stay true to me. And through all these things, all I ever need is me. For me, yeah. I'm a show out, yes I am. 'Cause I always have to put on the show. I'm so stupid, I forgot. But through all of these things, yet and still I need me. Oh, I need me. Oh, we all these things. I need, I want me to myself. True. I wonder. Does this black pepper get a little clunky like that? So, I believe that some containers for some of this stuff they're not appropriate for where they ship them to. If somebody has a situation and water spills, then what happens? It gets into this container, and then now the black pepper is different. I don't know. Ooh, so much more than this, so much more than this. Oh, so much more, so much more. So much more, much more than I can see. I need so much more to me. So much more, so much more. Much more. Nine, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Two-step and let your shoulder me. Yeah, yeah. Ooh. There's some beet juice right here. Many say that I'm too young to let you know just where I'm coming me from, yeah. Ooh, oh, you could be anything that you want to, and I can tell the way you do the things you do. Oh, 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 oh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And so these are some dry tropical pineapple, right? They have this sulfur dioxide in here, and I'm about to, because I had some egg whites the other day that I was not trying to eat. It's pineapple, cane sugar, citric acid, and sulfur dioxide. I'm about to eat some of these. Wait. Oh, thank you. Oh, mama, oh, mother of mine. Oh, mother. Sugary. Oh, I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my hand. Oh, ooh, you won't tip me over and pour me out. This mom is super sweet. Woo. Remember phone. Consumer. Accurate name, salutation, title, body temperature sensors, readings, size of blood pressure cup doesn't fit. Employees, individual putting cup too loose to look like low blood pressure, too tight looks like high blood pressure. So bigger arm, higher blood pressure, and also the size too small. But I was told to see about it being taken on a different of my body. Hospital Emergency Department, Fair Hearing Board, Crisis, Mental Health Stability, Connected with Community Resources, Insurance. What is Chapter 34? Amendments, Letter of Intent. Said roommates said they could not typically help or make sure I get an apartment. Updates, compliance, consistency, capabilities, limitations, efficiency, self-pay, nutrients. Why a diet? A plan to eat? Why would I have to beg for food or talk to those who perhaps would find I have to get some sort of diagnosis to qualify to even eat? Disabilities. 100 over 81. It was another one that was up there that was like over 200 and something. It was crazy. That's what they call it. But for it to change just like that, just a matter of the cup and all that different stuff, they try to make me stay at 100 over 81. I wasn't doing it. Disability, financial stability, sales tax, national divide, property tax, political violence, food insecurity, art, sweat, growing, learning, work, battle, business compensation. Changing clothes, call prices, harassed in bathroom, shower not being clean. Each time someone uses it, I was told me not showering would not cause me to stay on chapter 51. When a big old paperwork says Saturday, Sunday doesn't count as a day. I have not showered at Winnebago. Shalom Center, Care Center, Kenosha, Wisconsin Corporation Council. T-Mobile Metro reference, transaction ID number 12920 Southeast 38th Street, Bellevue, Washington, 2AE. $25, 9:20 p.m. and 43. Juice cartons opened 9:25, 9:57 a.m. Enjoy by 10/5/25, 9:57 a.m. Our orange juice, apple juice open 9:26, 10:21 a.m. Enjoy by 10/6/25. Those were not the dates that I had gotten them though. Port Royal Sales, Diced Peaches, Pear Juice, Gourmet Table, Unipro Food Source, Single Serve, McCormick, Perfect Pinch, Welch's, Diamond Brands, Frank's Red Hot, Open, Sun, Cut Orange, Gregory Packaging, Kiegelman Pearl, Organic Silk Milk, Smart Creamy Vanilla, Tetra Pak. Yeah. These were not all of the medications that they tried to give me, but they tried to give me hydrochlorothiazide, lisinopril, Benadryl, Tums, Tylenol, Miralax. That's not all of it though. And then didn't even want to see my poop. I was pooping regularly. Bill of particulars, probable cause, discovery, improper executive involvement, authorized strategy, implications, tax, law enforcement, broad efforts, political violence, criminal conduct, to defend self, money to defend self, I describe, identify, name, broadcast, fighting, diversity in thought, laws, federal, trade, compensation, oblige, stopping use, but using them for your own suppression, suppressing enemies, reference, trouble, crisis, power, levels, authoritarian, proof, prove. Wisconsin versus Jasmine Renee Davis, birth, education, wit, growth, independence, self-healing, reason, rule, G, control, business. Address, medication, ingredients, explanation, increase, improve food, print out of Chapter 51 being discontinuing, drop, cancel, information about self-paying. I do not have state insurance or any insurance. A bill. Grievances. 9/28/2025, legal access, diagnosis, Chapter 51, explanation, Chapter 34, explanation, uninforming, getting complaint forms, trouble getting some information, but no exact information, bathroom trauma, poverty, interruption, trouble, out-of-date food, specifically the tortilla, and what looks like bread, herring food, no replacement discussed. And they asked me what would I rather have, and when I told them, they still told me no, eat what you have. What the fuck you asked me for? Hungry ass motherfucking shit. Hormel foods, 2 planted salted peanuts, one grape escape. I have my own life, no matter who watches me. I continue to live my life, and they don't perfect me. Even when they try to take my stuff, when they don't figure it out, don't trash me. Every Monday, privacy, bathroom, 9:15, contract attorney, employee, formal, right, asking to get grievance forms, but saying they not having to ask prior. What law? Format, disclosure, overall care, name of who, participation in development care, plan implementation, legal duties, nutrition services, day, night, verbal and physical abuse will not be locked. I only asked for my papers that were taken. Legal calls cut off. Even non-emergency 911 records, limited access to my activities, sweatshop, occupational therapist, incentive coupon, 10 o'clock, recreation therapist, no danger, no harm, some impaired judgment, original county visual loss, living outside by choice is not the safest place. That's why I said I had some impaired judgment. Yeah, you want me to say ain't shit happened but me? Court Services Program, Crisis, Chapter 51 Law, Division of Behavioral Services, Kenosha Human Development Internal System operate under their license corporation council. Get in there. Yeah, get in there. Yeah. Hey, big girl, won't you back it up? Hey, make them back it up. Hey. Ooh. Jasmine Davis, GJ number 50128, Department of Kenosha County Sheriff's ORI WIO or 0300000, case item 20250032 2025 00329460, item number 4, description: one box with black champion DU. Item number 5, black winter glove, washcloth. Ignoring clout, merit, identity, representation, quantity, condiments, ingredients. Request 10 o'clock, 1:30, 5 o'clock, 8:30. Refused bringing me an orange, but when others asked, they said yeah, but said no to me. Also, nothing to me. I stood near them. And complained that I was using the pill to wipe off the motherfucking marker on my damn hand. I'm like, I can't eat this orange. It got ink on it. It's a motherfucker. And they say you can eat as much fruit that you ask for. What's in the fruit, please? What's in the fruit, please? What's in the fruit? What's in the fruit? What's in the fruit? What is in the fruit? Shit. It was the 3rd of September, a day I always remember. Never got a chance to see him. Never spoke a mumbling word. Ooh. Hands feeling cold. Oh. Oh. I like being warm. I like feeling warm and hot. I'm burning. Ooh, shit. I'm not gonna be set on fire, but I like to have all of my body temperature. Oh. Ain't got no money, ain't got no fancy car, don't live a life of a millionaire or a movie star. I don't need caviar. As long as I got you, I'm the king of the world. Ooh, check reference. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, yeah. I'm messing my beans up in here. Oh, shit. Probably gonna go on some, I like pay like some money or something like that to listen to some songs. Too. I like to make my own songs though. Of course. You never know. Throw some D's on it. Woo. Yeah. 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 Get paid. Here now. Your rocks are. Get your show on. Get paid. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it matters if you're black or white. Yes, it does. Oh, it matters. It matters. Oh, it matters. Ooh, it matters. It matters. Yes, it does. Mm-hmm. Ugh. It's supposed to rain today. Soon, about 11 o'clock. Maybe. May not, though. Hopefully it does. At least rain. Shit. Oh, good. Live your life. Live your life. Live your life. Oh, shit. Yeah. Food desert. I'm in poverty. Ooh. Oh. Ooh. I have to charge my phone. Oh. Ooh. So serious. Tastes a little like salt. trying to rhyme, but they can't rhyme like this. Hey, some trying to rhyme, but they can't rhyme like this. Daddy, hey, daddy. Jump, 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 jump. Oh man, it's so cold right now. Feeling a little cold. Ah, it's so cold. These measurements on here, I gotta have them explained. I want to see for myself. I want to get there. Oh. I'm here. Okay, I'm here. I'm Jasmine Renee Davis. Happy to be alive. I'm living. Come on, some other time. The Galveston Hurricane, 1900, the nation's deadliest natural disaster. A Weekend in September. John Edward Weeks. A Weekend in September. Illustrated with photographs. Texas A&M University Press, College Station. Forward. September 8, 1900 was a stormy Saturday in central Texas. On a farm east of Temple, the arrival of a baby was near. The family doctor was in town, 10 miles away. There was no telephone. In the afternoon, a neighbor saddled his horse and left to summon the doctor. 10 miles he rode through a lashing rain that made the Black Bell County soil a quagmire, through a wind that was felling small trees. After 2.5 hours, he reached Temple. The doctor left his home as soon as he was informed of the expected birth. Traveling on horseback, he arrived at the farmhouse in time to deliver the baby that night. Then he found himself marooned for 2 days by flooded creeks. The baby, Gail, was named for the storm. And although I never saw her, she was my aunt. She was given her life on September 8, 1900, while 205 miles to the southeast on an island not quite 30 miles long and only 3 miles across at its widest point. Thousands were losing their lives in what remains to this day the worst recorded disaster ever to strike the North American continent. One is some other words and stuff. I'm just trying to read here. Another tropical storm. Thundering waves beat against the Galveston beach. Daisy Thorne, a pretty school teacher whose glowing red dish gold hair was indicative of her spirit, watched them and decided she would not go bathing in the Gulf this Friday evening, September 7, 1900. The time was shortly after 6:30 p.m. The sun had just set, but Miss Thorne did not see it. She saw only clouds, which blotted most of the sky from her vision. At the moment, she made her decision to stay out of the water. Isaac M. Klein, local forecast official of the Galveston Weather Bureau office, was standing on the roof of the Levee building downtown, scanning the heavens anxiously for a black dust hue, which frequently heralds the approach of a tropical hurricane. Isaac's brother, Joseph L. Klein, sat at a desk in the Weather Bureau office on the third floor of the Levee building, occasionally answering telephone callers who asked for information about a storm reported near the city. Daisy Thorne usually ended her summer day with a dip. Actually, there was a little swimming to it in the warm Gulf waters, only four blocks from her apartment. In 1900, young ladies, and particularly young red-haired ladies with sensitive complexions, did not bathe in the middle of the day when the sun was fiercest, not even with those voluptuous bathing suits then the fashion. Miss Thorne and her young lady friends yearned for a lily-white skin and the midday sun, magnified intensely by myriad reflections from an ordinarily blue-green Gulf of Mexico, could burn faces and arms in a short time. So Miss Thorne waited until early evening to go into the water, and she delighted in feeling the cool, fine sand nearly as hard as an asphalt pavement under her feet. There was not a better beach anywhere than Galveston, she was sure. But this evening's dip would have to be postponed until tomorrow. The waves were too high, and they were ugly brown with the sand they kicked up. Miss Thorne saw that nobody else was swimming either. In fact, as dusk approached, the beach was deserted except for a few persons gazing out over the turbulent water. Miss Thorne returned to her home in flat number 5 in Lucas Terrace, a sturdy 3-story building on the northwest corner of Broadway and 6th at the eastern extremity of the city. She lived there with her mother, a widow, her sister who was out of town, her brother, and a maiden aunt. These were Daisy Thorne's last few weeks of vacation. In 24 days, she would go back to teaching 7th grade history, English, and drawing at Rosenberg School 7 blocks away. It was an easy bicycling distance, and Miss Thorne loved to ride a bicycle. She had owned the first one with the Funic tires in the city. With Fumatic tires in the city. Okay, so she had owned the first one with Pneumatic, Pneumatic tires in the city. Although the 23-year-old teacher soon would have much less time of her own, she was not entirely sorry to see school begin. During the coming year, she would be paid $55 a month, an increase of $5 monthly having been granted in 1899. And she enjoyed teaching. She had taught for 3 years now since her graduation from Sam Houston Normal Institute in Huntsville, where she had completed a 3-year course in 1 year. She was said to be the only person appointed to teach in Galveston schools who had not been required to serve first as a substitute. But this was to be her last year of schoolwork. She was to be married in June to Dr. Joe Gilbert of Allstate. The summer of 1900 had not been entirely a vacation for Daisy Thorne. A good part of it had been spent making school clothes for the fall and winter. She sewed for the rest of the family too, and she helped her mother cook on their wood stove, the kind of stove most Galvestonians had. But when she was not engaged in these chores, she might have been found bathing in the Gulf or bicycling, dressed in a long wool skirt and a shirt waist with a veil to protect her face from the sun, or playing the piano in a parlor on the second floor, or that summer of 1900 reading the love letters of Robert Browning and Elizabeth Barrett Browning given to her by Dr. Gilbert. The book was only one of many that her fiancé had sent her. After Dr. Gilbert read her a book that he particularly enjoyed, he always mailed it to her. Many of the volumes now were in the bookcases on each side of the fireplace in her mother's bedroom. Miss Thorne had met Gilbert, then a medical student, in 1896 at a sailing party on Galveston Bay to which both had been invited. She was stepping from the rock into a pitching yacht at the time. She slipped and fell into Gilbert, almost knocking him down. He helped the young lady to regain her balance in the yacht and stayed at her side the rest of that day. Later, when refreshments were served, Miss Thorne spilled ice cream on his trousers. Gilbert had found the young lady unforgettable. During the next year, she was at Sam Houston Normal. The two had corresponded. In late December of 1897, they had become engaged. During the summer of 1900, Miss Thorne also had been modeling for Mrs. J.P. McCauley, a neighbor in Lucas Terrace. Mrs. McCauley was doing a painting of a woodland nymph, and she considered Miss Thorne's 5'4" height, 113-pound weight, blue-gray eyes, and long reddish gold hair worn with a loose knot in the back perfect for the nymph. However, before Mrs. Thorne had let her daughters pose, she had elicited a promise from Mrs. McCauley not to paint in Daisy's face. School was to start October 1 and end August, but that was more than 3 weeks away. Miss Thorne intended to make the most of the time left. Although Isaac and Joseph Klein were aware of the approaching storm, reported first over the Caribbean, then over the Gulf, neither man was by any means alarmed. Tropical hurricanes were familiar to the two Kleins and to every other resident of Galveston. If the Klein brothers were more concerned about the disturbance of the other Galvestonians who knew that the storm warnings were up, it was because the weather was the Klein's chief interest. Certainly, Isaac Klein had no reason to become alarmed by the threat of a storm. He lived in a well-built house 4 blocks from the beach in the southern part of the city. He built the house on a lot of 5.2 feet above the sea level. He saw to it that the 2-story frame structure was designed to withstand the worst Gulf storm he could imagine. And he had been in the weather service for 18 years, 11 in Galveston. Furthermore, his house was raised above the ground, as were virtually all other houses in the city, so that its first floor was above high water mark of Galveston's most recent big overflow. A hurricane that struck the city in 1875 and brought a storm tide of 8.2 feet. Isaac Klein, still slim and physically fit at 38, was as methodological in living as he was in building his house. He divided every weekday into 8 hours, each of sleep, work, and recreation. But the latter was not all play. He counted as recreation such pursuit as studying the effects of weather changes on persons suffering from various diseases, lecturing in medical climatology at the University of Texas Medical College in Galveston, and this work had been completed several years earlier, studying for the Doctor of Medicine degree at the University of Arkansas and the Doctor of Philosophy degree at Ayn Rand University, now Texas Christian University of Fort Worth. Galveston was Isaac Klein's fourth station since he had joined the Weather Bureau in 1882, when it was part of the U.S. Army Signal Corps. While he had been in charge of the weather observation station at Abilene in arid West Texas, he had met Cora May Ballew and married her. Now there were three daughters, Allie Mae, 12, Rosemary, 11, and Esther Ballew, 6. Ballew. Joseph Klein, a 29-year-old bachelor, rented a room in his brother's house. He too had earned a Doctor of Philosophy degree at Ayn Rand University. Before that, in 1892, he had come to Galveston from the family home in Monroe County, Tennessee, as a drummer at $60 a month, leaving a less profitable teaching job after 1 year. Later in 1882, he had given up sales work for the position of assistant weather observer in his brother's office. A non-drinker in a city where liquor flowed, Joseph Klein was nevertheless popular and respected. Now, September 7, 1900, he was still on his brother's staff as chief clerk. An exceptionally heavy workload had kept Joseph and Isaac Klein away from the house much of the time during the first week in September, and it had prohibited the hunting and fishing trips they both enjoyed. They were ardent hunters for wild geese and ducks that flowed to the area, and they loved to hook trout and redfish that fed in the shallow inlets around Galveston Bay. But in these first few days of September, the two Kleins had numerous reports to prepare on the August weather, and Isaac Klein was writing letters to several negligent volunteer weather observers inland. One had not been heard from in 23 months, asking them once more to submit weather reports regularly or to return the Weather Bureau's instruments. The first advisory of a hurricane approaching the southeastern United States had reached Isaac Klein about 4:00 p.m. Tuesday, September 4th. When the Weather Bureau's central office in Washington, D.C. telegraphed a terse message: tropical storm disturbance moving northward over Cuba. There were no details. One reason for their absence was that in 1900, information about a tropical hurricane was not easily obtained. There were no reports radioed from ships at sea where the storms were. And certainly there were no hurricane hunting planes that kept watch over a tropical disturbance. Not until December 3rd, 1905, was a weather observation radio from a ship, the SS New York, and received by the United States Weather Bureau. And not until August 26, 1909, was a hurricane report radio from the SS Cardigan off the Yucatan coast. In 1900, the Weather Bureau was forced to rely on information from its station ashore in the United States on a Caribbean island for its hurricane forecasting. If the disturbance was far out at sea, it was in a blind spot as far as the central office was concerned, and the central office had sole authority to issue storm warnings. Isaac Klein did not know until later that, although he had read the first advisory on the hurricane Okay. So now, okay, I'm gonna start this at the top here. Okay. So if the disturbance was far out at sea, it was in a blind spot as far as the central office was concerned. The central office had sole authority to issue storm warnings. Isaac Klein did not know until later that He had read the first advisory on the hurricane September 4th. The storm actually had been in danger in the warning days of August, about 5,000 miles from Galveston, somewhere in the Atlantic between South America and America in easterly trades to the north of the doldrums. Water had reached a minimum temperature of 81 degrees. Conditions at high levels, 40,000 to 60,000 feet, have permitted evacuation of rising warm air from near the surface and tepid ocean, and the easterly flow of the trade wind